All right, guys. So I'm going to make a video today that is trying to put a point to something and put it to sleep finally once and for all. So let's talk about the category of weapon, okay? Weaponry, weapons, okay? So if, for example, I had a stick, this stick can be a weapon or perceived weapon. If I had a knife, well, everybody knows this could definitely be a weapon. How about if I had an actual gun? Okay, here's my firearm. This could be a weapon, correct? What about something like a toy car? Toy car? A toy car. Die cast metal. I could crack somebody in the head with this. This could be a weapon. But as I put everything on the ground and I look at them, I start to realize that really anything can be a weapon. So I think a weapon in the sense of actually weaponizing, being utilized to hurt somebody, really comes something closer to you, because these can be weapons, these can be weapons, my knees, my head can be a weapon. But the biggest, strongest, best weapon we have is in our mind. So what I mean by that is, if let's say we ban any of these things, we ban the sticks, we ban the knife, we ban the firearm, we ban selling die-cast cars, toy cars. Well, what if I wanted to use a screwdriver? Can I use that? Oh, we'll ban that also. What if I saw a tree and I broke off a little branch and I use that as a weapon? Oh, snap, do we ban trees? So here's the point. The weapon really is you. You are the weapon. You've always been the weapon. And this is the difference between martial arts that are stuck in their ways and try to say they're the best, they're the best, they're the best. Well, then everybody's the best, as opposed to someone who teaches you, or a school that teaches you how to use your mind click to turn on that weaponry so that anything, including your fists, your elbows, knees, and so on, can be a weapon. See, that's more effective, that's more efficient, because let's say I had none of those things. I'm going to use Torin as an example here. So, all right, I'm a feeble old man. This guy is healthy, strong, and fast. So I'm gonna stand up to him, and he cracks me with the right punch. Boom. Okay, I got hit by his weapon, and I didn't have any of these things at my old feeble age to defend myself, right? But what if it changed a little? Now my mindset changes, okay? And then I start to realize that I do have weapons because the weapon is here, okay? So he does the same thing. So now what I'm going to show you doesn't mean that this is the end all be all. What I'm showing you simply is one of a quadrillion things, but the point is when to use it and how to use it. So now we're both here and he throws that same punch, boom, and I crack him this time. You see, I can use the same weapons that he has. And the main difference is my mindset has to shift to know that when I'm in that fight or flight mode, that I have to use whatever's at my disposal. And it only comes when it comes to sports, it's only in sports that we have a criteria that has to be met. Okay. So we have to work within the confines of the rules of the sport. And that's understandable, of course. But see, the real world doesn't have these confines. In the real world, some of the things that I showed you will be used as a weapon. Concrete can be used as a weapon. Throwing somebody through a glass store window can be used as a weapon. So you see, the elements start to change. So what has to be the differentiator? It has to be what's here. Your mind has to switch to know that when it comes to survival, and you don't have any of these things, and you're not confined with the rule within the rules of a sport or anything like that, that your mind for survival has to go into that mindset of kill or be killed. Now, again, before you guys write to me and hear that word kill, it's hyperbolic, okay? I'm saying it as hyperbole that you have to kill or be killed, meaning hit or be hit. All right. And if you don't have that mindset, you will succumb to the elements that the world has for you. And that's really the problem. So what we teach, and I've been teaching you, we've been doing this together for how long? I mean,
Almost 15 years.
Almost 15 years. There hasn't been one time that when we're together, that regardless of technique, and now technique is important, okay? I believe footwork and position supersedes all that, but what supersedes that is this. If you do not have this, all the skill sets in the world will not make you a fighter. Now, you could be someone who is a competitor in the sport, and you could be a great competitor in the sport, but that doesn't always translate to being someone who needs to survive in the street, especially when you're dealing with someone who is in survival mode, always on the street. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt with regards to what we learn, how we learn it, and the techniques that we utilize. Techniques are phenomenal. I mean, you've probably seen something like this. I mean, I know I teach it. He throws a 1-2, we parry, whoa, right? You've seen that. And I didn't really do anything but parry and slip. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, but let's say both of my hands were hurt, just previous to that stand up. I just came from the ground and both of my hands are hurt. So now he comes in. Whoa. Now I didn't do anything with my hands, but I want you to notice the subtle difference. We got to do it slow.
Sure.
So look at the subtle difference. I'm going to show you the first one in slow motion. Whoa. I didn't hit him, but I want you to look at my body. Okay. Now, both of my hands are hurt. I got to go into survival mode because he doesn't care that my hands are hurt. And he throws and whoa. Now I want you to look at the level change and look at the position. Before, pop, staying here. After, whoa. Okay? So something as simple and as subtle as that changes everything, because I now put myself in a better position to land or do better things with that. So at the end of the day, guys, I want you to take this video and understand that no matter what martial art you use, no matter what, and listen, stick to your martial art. If that's what you're happy with, that's what you feel is going to work for you, like in every scenario, then again, stick with it. It's phenomenal. But you do have to remember that we have to separate the sport and we have to separate the reality of life. I mean, I know a lot of people who go into a ring and they've been practicing and doing this for so many years, and they get nervous. And, they get nervous because they've trained and this person's trained for so long, and then finally they get a face off, and then you got to do a weight cut if need be, and then you got the lights, the camera, the people, and everybody that you brought there, and then you have to step into the ring, and then there's the lights and there's the cameras. And so this buildup can get somebody nervous because it's not just a fight. But in reality, in the street, if I'm at Walmart and here's Psycho Bill and he came stepping to me with that 1-2, and now remember, I didn't train for this. He didn't train for this, meaning we didn't know we were going to have this competition, but this is the street. I have no idea why this guy is trying to attack me. So something has to flip here. So he's going to go in 1-2, and then boom, now I squash him. My hand went under here to break his arm, to put the knee, and so on and so forth. But this has to happen at a moment's notice. And so a lot of little things happen there in order for this explosion to ignite. And that is something that we teach. That is exactly the mindset that we like to shift to anyone who joins our school. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and you want to put anything down in the comments, you want to reach out and DM me, by all means. We are looking for people like you who want to step up their game and learn how to have real combat instituted into everything that you do. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So is Torin. Peace.